It's a line, but we want to measure it in degrees. Jersey? It's going to be 180 degrees. It's called a straight angle. You have a right angle is 90. Straight is not spelled like that. Spelled like that. This is 180. Put a little curve and show 180. Your degrees sign looks like a 0 floating. Cool. Liliana, you good? Okay. That's your review for today. Here's your new stuff. If you're trying to find angles, you're going to be looking at complementary angles. Complementary are two angles who add up to 90. Say complementary on 2, 1, 2. When you hear complementary, you're going to think, wait for it, complementary corner. When you think of complementary, you think of a corner. Complementary corner. They both start with C. If it's complementary, it has to add up to 90 degrees. So if you have this angle and you're going to have another line called a ray that splits this thing in some sort of way. These two angles, you're going to make one that is an arc up here, and you'll make one that's an arc down here. Those two angles should add up to 90. Complementary corner, they add to 90. If you have a supplementary angle, when you hear the word supplementary, you're going to have two angles that make 180 degrees. Draw a line and put another line that shoots off from the center in some direction. When you think of supplementary, you're going to think of the word straight. A supplementary line is a straight line. A complementary is corner. Supplementary straight. Complementary corner. Supplementary is what type of line? Straight. Complementary is what? A corner. It's going to make 180. So if you go to those two angles that you just made, you're going to find one of these over here is a little bigger. The other one is a little smaller, and they add up to 180 degrees. Yeah, that's your two new pieces of info that you need. When you get to a problem like this, you're going to be asked to find the measure of angle B. You know parts of this information. You're going to set this thing up to be B plus 51. Since it is what type of angle? It's complementary to each other. It makes a corner. It's going to equal 90 degrees. So B and 51 should logically add up to 90 degrees. Well, what plus 49 would... I said the answer. No, I didn't. What plus 51 would make 90? Claire? 39 would work. You can either mentally get that answer, or you could solve this and subtract 51. Check your voice. If you have a question, raise your hands. When you subtract by 51, you get B equals 39. So this angle that you were missing is 39 degrees. If you go to this weird looking thing, it looks kind of like an X, but all you're going to focus on is this straight line. These two angles, B and 45, make a straight line. What type of angles are those? Alexis? They're supplementary. So they should add up to how many degrees, whole class? 180. Let's do it. 45 plus B equals 180. You could probably do that in your head. If you have a harder time, just treat it like an equation. What's 180 minus 45? You have a calculator, I guess, so you could just plug it in. Peyton? So your missing angle is 135. 135 degrees. Yay. Okay, go down. You have another X type of thing, but this time it's kind of flipped upside down. Could I still make a straight line with these two angles? Sure. I'm not going to really pay attention to the top. I'm just going to go to the bottom. And I know if I added 2x and I added x minus 18, they would equal how many degrees, Avery? It's a straight line, so it's 180. Okay, this is an equation. I can't do this one mentally because there's more than one variable. I'm going to start to combine like terms. Jillian, what two things on the left could I combine? Sure, what does it make? Great. Bring down your 18, bring down your 180. Tennyson, what can I do to both sides to start isolating x? Sure. And you have calculators, so I'm okay with you plugging in these bigger numbers into a calc. 198 finally would be divided by 3. What is that? Claire? X would equal 66. Be careful. Does x equal 66 degrees? Why not? Get ready to turn and talk. If I put 66 right here, would it be 66 degrees? Turn and talk to your partner. 30 seconds, go.
X equals 66, so it would be 66 minus 18. I'm just that smart.
Wrong answer.
You're the one eating plastic fish right now. You cannot be talking about
3, 2, 1. TJ, is 66 going to be degrees or is it something else?
It's going to be something else.
Because you plug it in for x, you cannot find the degrees yet. You'd have to subtract 18 by 66 to find the degrees. If you're solving for x and you have something attached to it, you can't say degrees, just put x equals 66 and move on with your lives. Last one for this section. I have a right angle. My two angles make up how many degrees? Milo. It makes up 90. It's just this section right here. In other words, these two make what type of angle? A corner would be called? Tessa? Oh, this is a cute angle, sure. But that's going to be a little later. What type of angles are they? Not supplementary, but Mackenzie? They're complementary. So we're going to add up 24 and add up 3x. And it should equal, the acute and the acute should make a 90-degree angle. You have an equation to solve for x. Subtract 24. Subtract 24. And you get 3x equals what number? Liliana, board the paper. We're on the fourth one, no. You need to write. Kara? Great. Last step is to divide by 3. 66 divided by 3 is the value for x. Peyton, what is it? Great. X is 22. Is it 22 degrees? Why not, Jacob? You'd have to multiply by 3. And we don't need to do that for the answer. Just note that it's not going to be degrees. Last bit of info that you need. This is a third type of angle that you're going to find out, which is my favorite type of angle because it is the easiest to find. It requires no work and it is all mental math. I don't need to see any work on a test whenever you're given a vertical angle. Vertical angles mean it's just the opposite angle and it's the exact same degrees. If I look at this angle right here, the blue one, and I say it is 160 degrees. and I'm trying to find the opposite angle. I can go to this side over here, and on the other, well, it's very, very similar. Vertical is very similar. Very similar. It's the exact same. I can put 160. If I know that on the right it is 30, no, that'd be 20 degrees, what can I do on the left side that's opposite? Put 20. It's the same thing. Vertical angles are very similar. They are like twins. Vertical angles we're going to call congruent. Congruent is that fancy math term that just means the same. Congruent just means angles that have the same measure. TJ and Brady, voice please. Thanks. You can ask me or the whole class in more private discussion. Cool, cool, cool. So we know they're the same. If you have AD and B, for example, too, well, they're very similar. They're across from each other. They're opposites. So I can say that B is equal to what? 80. Easy. No work required. If I have 82 and 2x, this is an equation since it's not just x and 82, but I can solve it by putting an equal sign. 2x is a vertical angle with 82. 2x should equal 82. Let's divide by 2. Liliana, got it? Cool. What's the answer? Frankie, question or answer? What is it? That is correct. And I forgot to put 80 degrees here. The second one should not be degrees since it has a number next to x. You're going to do example 3. Try to do it on your own. You got 2 minutes. You're going to use your knowledge of vertical and supplementary angles. Start with something that's vertical. Is there a very similar angle for 29 that you can find? You're going to fill in all 3 angles that are missing. Start with the one over here, then move to the top or bottom. See what we get. Likely that first step, the red angle, will be easier to find. When you get to the blue angles, it might be different. That's why I put the C on. So what are those two? You can make a straight line. Could I connect the top with the other one and make a straight line? Yeah. Not quite. Okay, most of us are okay with 29 degrees on the far side. Here's what I'm going to do. If I'm missing another angle and I don't have vertical, watch what I could do. If I make a straight line, which isn't very straight, that's better. If I make a straight line, what type of angle is 29 and the mystery angle? It's what, Alexis? It's a straight 180 or supplementary. So you could do 29 plus the question mark equaling 180. I just made that straight line. With my pencil, you could shade it in darker. You could have also done the other one. The other way on the bottom, it'd be the same thing. You could plug in your calculator. Your missing angle should be 151. Once you know the top one, is it 61? It's 51. Yeah. Once I have the top angle, how can I find the bottom angle? Why is it the same, Brady?
Because it's vertical. So
it's vertical.
It's the same exact on each side.
Beautiful. One last note about angles. Once that's filled in, scroll down here. Yeah. No. Most angles are written as this. If I want to know what this 19 degrees is, they're going to write it like this. The measure of angle A to B, take your pencil, put it on A to B, up to D. They're going to call the 19-degree angle measure angle A, B, D. This B is what's in the middle. That's the actual angle you're looking for. So measure of angle ABD, you're going to put equal to 19. I just want you to practice writing that weird type of angle. If you look over here, how would you write 71 degrees? You could start either at H or at G. Let's start with your pencil on H. Go down to F, go over to G. Measure of angle H. What's the middle letter, Alexis? F. What's the last one? Yeah, G. Measure of angle H, F, G. The angle you're actually looking for is the one next to F. That's how they're going to write it on most of your tests that you'll see. It just looks a little funky, but once you get the hang of it, it's not too difficult. Yeah. You couldn't because 71 is on the right side, and the moment you went over to E, you're not finding 71. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, like, you draw the lines to the letters surrounding the
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like this one, the letters would start at M or at J, and you're going to go from M, Liliana, to which letter in the middle?
K, and
to J. So this would be measure angle what? M, K, J. M, K. Yeah, because you want to just note that that's the 100-degree one. You could find the one at MKL, but I don't want you to do that right now. Jersey. You could do JKM, yeah. As long as the middle one is the one you're looking for. You get it? What's the last one if you already got it? 20 would be measure angle what's, Peyton? Cool. You could also do SQP. You're going to work for the last 6 minutes and fill out example 4. The measure of angle BFC is 30 degrees. You're going to fill out every single angle from BFC. You just know that is 30 degrees. BFC is 30. Your next is to find BFA. What type of angle is BFA and BFC? Well, they combine to make a right angle. Once you solve for that angle, you're going to look from 30 plus something equaling 90. Tell me how you found it, and I'm going to find it by using complementary angles. Complementary corner.
Couldn't we do 90 minus 30?
Yeah, same thing. You could set it up like that, whatever is easiest for you. BFA would be 60 degrees. BFA is 60 degrees. You already did BFC. BFC was 30. They told you that. Yeah. Try to fill up the rest of the chart with your partner.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and
Yeah, it's a 90 degree angle. Yeah. FC would be 180. Or, no,
We did 60.